Hi everybody, I'm Candy Gomez here at the Illinois Media School in Lombard. I am one of the newest people to join the staff here. I am a student advisor, which is really cool because what I do here is I bring all my expertise, my years from B96 Radio, WGN, Chicago Sky, currently KISS FM. I bring all that here and I talk to the kids, students of all ages, of all backgrounds, and let them know what radio is like and just working in the media too. I got brought onto the team here as a student advisor, which is good because I like to talk. And you know, I went to college. I went to a 4-year college. It was great, but I really had a higher respect for people who were already in the industry teaching me because you could learn so much from them. That's how I feel it is. And these students here, they're just so passionate and everyone is so supportive of each other. And working in the media, it's not always like that. So here is just a great resource of staff, student, teachers, everything here that you need. So you may come in thinking you want to go into radio or you want to go into TV, and the next thing you know, you love editing, or you want to go into being a sportscaster. We've got so many different programs here, and I think it's very beneficial too because we don't just make you choose one. Maybe you want to do TV, maybe later on you learn, hey, radio's a better fit for you. And that's exactly how the real world is too. Sometimes you've got a plan and something takes you on a turn and you could end up somewhere completely different. So here you have tons of resources to find out exactly who you are. And I kind of help you develop your creative side, your content for your shows, so forth. And I'm always here just to talk as well. Currently, I'm at KISS FM weekends and fill-in shifts. Before this, I covered every shift possible at B96. I was there for over 12 years. I started at WGN Television. I was interning there for a while. I was there for over 2 years. I was at Chicago Sky. I was the announcer, the MC of all the games. Those girls are awesome. And who knows where I'll be next? You never know where this career can take you. I'm Candy Gomez from KISS FM, and I am IMS.
So I originally got started out of the Illinois Media School, formerly the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, through a radio ad that I saw on the Score. At the time, I wanted to be on the radio because that sounded super cool. But while I was at school there, I got to learn lots of other skills, and that got me interested in directing, which is what I do now here at WIFR. I am in charge of the newscasts and prepare them and execute them during the live news shows. While I was at Illinois Media School, I was able to get the basis of skills that allowed me to get this job, and I learned how to operate cameras and work on the equipment, and that helped me greatly in getting this job. As far as school students, you know, you got a chance to meet with lots of different types of people and you know, collaborate with them and work on projects together. And I feel like that gives you a great chance to learn how to work in the industry because you're always going to be working with people, and it just helps you get a feel for what it's actually like out there. My name is Ben Force. I am the Senior Director at WIFR in Rockford, Illinois, and I am IMS.
Most outstanding player, and for good reason.
Yep. Next game, Winnipeg Blue Bombers face the Ottawa Red Blacks. This was a close one. 33-30, Winnipeg over the Red Blacks. Red Blacks showed some fight, but I think Winnipeg just might be out of their class still.
Yeah, Winnipeg is actually showing that they're kind of my surprise team for this year. I didn't expect them to be as good as they are, and they are. I thought the Red Blacks, after winning the Grey Cup, were going to definitely have a hangover, but obviously it's showing they can only the defense can only do so much.
It's been a real tough season for Red Blacks because they've not been blown out at all, but they've only won one game.
Right.
I want to see the total point differential is like -7 points. That's one touchdown.
I'd be interested to know how bad if any other team has fallen this bad after a Grey Cup victory.
And been this good while they're falling.
Right. I'm sure a lot of teams would like to have some of their players on them.
All right, and then Hamilton Tiger Cats, just 1 week after having a blown out, the third worst loss in CFL history. They went to see who probably is the best team performing right now, the Edmonton Eskimos. They put up a fight, actually, after scoring 1 point the week before.
This game I would not have expected at all. We thought it was going to be a complete blowout, and it wasn't. The Tiger Cats show that they have heart. The fans spoke. They said, we're season ticket holders. We expect to see a good game, and we want to hold you accountable. And Hamilton's trying to show that they can.
They had an interesting week at practice because they actually had a brouhaha, a battle with a couple of guys. And Kent Dawson, the head coach, thought it was actually not a bad thing. Didn't go on too long. Players dissolved the situation, but it showed some fight. When you lose by, what was it, 60-1? I want to say the final score was.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a rough day at the office when you're only scoring 1 point.
And then the next week, we go against Mike Riley, who's probably the best quarterback in the CFL.
At least the most polarizing and exciting quarterback to watch, that's for sure. He is definitely he's got all the tools to be great.
And he seems to pull it out at the end. I don't know if he plays all 4 quarters, it seems like sometimes. But when the game's on the line, he's going to do a great job. And you called about 77 points, I want to say.
Yeah, I thought they were going to blow him out. But, I mean, hey, they still got the victory. I'll take it.
You're only off by 72. That's pretty close. All right, then the final game of the week in the CFL was the Saskatchewan Roughriders going to BC Lions. And this is about what we thought was going to happen. BC Lions are just a better team right now.
Yes, they are. I mean, Saskatchewan Roughriders, they've got some. They've shown some moments where they can, hang in games, but they were just outmatched and outplayed.
Right. Kevin Glenn just crossed 50,000 yards passing in a career. That's an amazing total.
Yeah, he's that guy that's got all the stats, and he just doesn't seem to go away.
Right.
He's that dependable quarterback that everybody keeps to want to have on their team. People keep getting rid of him, and then another team goes, well, you're going to get rid of him. I'll take him.
And they always seem pretty happy when they have him.
Yes, they are.
Because I think I said it in the podcast, he might not be he won't carry the team on his back for the whole season, but he's not going to be the reason why you lose. And for a quarterback, that's not the highest praise, but it is pretty good to say he will never let you lose because I grew up a Brett Favre fan. He was sometimes the reason the Packers lost.
Right.
He throw 6 interceptions in a playoff game repeatedly. Those don't have great results at the end. But they lost 33-15 against the BC Lions. This week, they'll have to go back to them. So home and home match. Same 2 teams will fight itself against each other. Who do you have next week in this rematch?
Well, I mean, it's going to have to go back to the Lions. I can't imagine that they're going to be able to bounce back. I mean, once they've already seen it, you'd like to think, well, we played 2 weeks in a row. We kind of figured out their game plan. No, they're going to switch up the game plan just enough to make the Rough Riders have a rough day.
That was terrible. But I will actually go with the Rough Riders. I think they've had such a tough season. This might be a trap game for the BC Lions. 1 week after doing not a shellacking, but pretty close to it. They controlled the ball, both sides of the ball most of the game. I think they might have the energy or the fire underneath them to take out.
We'll see. Is Carter playing?
Yes, Carter.
Yeah, well, then you got to watch out for the one-handed grab touchdown. I mean, that's always a possibility.
Yeah, you also, guys, go onto our Facebook, our website, and check out that play John Carter did. It was fade away, one-handed grab in the end zone.
It's I dare say comparable to the Odell Beckham catch of last year. That's what it reminded me of. That kind of wow factor.
I still think both those catches are overrated, but I was pretty impressed. It was a great story because he gave the ball that he got the great touchdown with. He didn't just keep it and put it, in one of his million memorabilia lockers. He gave it to a cancer survivor,
Yep.
a young girl, and she was over the moon. Carter is her favorite player. And it must have been her mom and her aunt or someone took a picture in the hotel when she was sleeping. She was carrying like a teddy bear. So.
And for those of you who don't know, that's Chris Carter's son. And so he played, Chris Carter's the Hall of Fame wide receiver that most people are familiar with from the Minnesota Vikings. And his son plays in the CFL, and he's a superstar up there.
Duran might be more talented.
Which is remarkable that he's not in the NFL. Sometimes I'd like to see him, see what would happen, but we've heard the stories.
Yeah, he's on his second CFL team, even though he's had great production up there for a reason. The first game of the week will be the one I tried to start off the show with, before I realized we don't have a score yet. It's playing right now. It is Edmonton at Ottawa.
Edmonton at Ottawa. It's going to be a tough game. I don't think Ottawa's going to roll over and play dead, but I got to believe that the Eskimos and Mike Riley are going to ultimately find a way to win that game, which is what they've been doing.
And I'm going to give the Edmonton Eskimos, I think they'll give the Red Blacks the worst beating they've gotten this season. I might say by 14 points. And when that's your worst beating this season as a one-win team at week 7, that is remarkable.
It's got to be a rough season, though, to continuously go through and through over and over and over again and come so close and not win and only have one game. And then after being on such a high of running around with the Grey Cup all off season long, I mean, what a hangover to have to deal with.
I wonder how many of those players just go, yeah, that's too bad. They kiss their ring.
Yeah.
And Argos will face Montreal. They are down Ricky Ray. I do not see the Argos pulling this one out.
I don't either. I'm still going to actually, I'll tell you what. I am going to pick the Argos. I can't still not pick them. I'm going to pick my Argonauts. They're going to find a way. Next man up, they're going to win this weekend.
This is the guy who probably thinks the Bulls will win the NBA championship.
Best believe it.
The Bears might win 8 games. He's that kind of fan.
Yeah, I'm a blind fan. I love my Chicago Bulls. I love my Bears. I love my Argonauts, and I love my Chicago Chaos, and that's just that. And I will never pick against them.
It's kind of like Mike Ditka, always picking the Bears, no matter what it is, at any score, any team.
I ran into Ditka a couple times.
And the guys probably had pretty good synergy.
It was interesting.
Guess we're not getting that story right now, are we?
No way. That's not for an on-air story.
All right. Well, Winnipeg Blue Bombers are going to the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Tiger Cats are winless. If you thought the one-win Red Blacks had a tough season, the Hamilton Tiger Cats are much worse position. They fired their DC defensive coordinator. They promoted their linebacker coach. And they asked the defensive coordinator, hey, do you want to stay on and do some other stuff? I don't think he's going to accept that. I think he's just going to take a little time off and breathe and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm not sure, but I as far as that game is concerned, who do you got?
Oh, Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yeah, I got to go with the Blue Bombers. The Blue Bombers are the team to win for that game. They're going to do what they've got to do. They've been winning every week, and it seems to be contagious out there.
Yeah, I'm going to say Leggett has 2 interceptions for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I don't think it's going to be close. I don't think it'll be a 40-point victory, but it might be 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a walk in the park for the Blue Bombers.
Also, we have power rankings. This is the CFL official power rankings. Let's see if you can guess who's on top before we put the image on screen. So, who's number 1?
Edmonton?
Edmonton is number 1,
Edmonton.
undefeated team.
Got to be Edmonton.
Yeah, best team so far. A lot of injuries going on, but they're still going next guy up.
Yeah, I don't know how much the power rankings are going to change or fluctuate anytime soon. We think the biggest teams in the league are the Edmonton Eskimos. You got the BC Lions, and then of course you've got the Calgary Stampeders. Yep. Those are the 3 teams they're the hardcore teams. Matter of fact, if they had their way, they would probably find a way to have those teams compete for the Grey Cup.
I wouldn't doubt it, because I believe those 3 are pretty much interchangeable. I would say maybe Edmonton and Calgary Stampeders are 1 and 2. Switch that around, and BC a close 3rd. After that, there is kind of a drop.
Yeah.
After that, they have Winnipeg Blue Bombers, number 4. Toronto Argonauts, number 5.
Well, they're showing my Argos some love at 5. I'm kind of shocked after maybe that was before the Ricky Ray injury.
Well, I think it was before they see this game without him.
Yeah.
That could be the problem. Well, Trustman is a great quarterback coach. He can get.
Yeah, I mean, he might be able to pull some stuff out of the backup. We'll see what happens. I mean, in Mark Trustman, I trust. So we'll see what happens.
Because in Chicago, they had Cutler who was hurt. They got the backup. He did even better than Cutler.
Yeah, he did. And speaking of Cutler, side note, he signed with the Miami Dolphins.
Hey,
Twilight Zone.
Back to focusing on CFL, sir. Montreal's number 6. Well, really, I don't see there's much difference between the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Toronto, Montreal, and that's probably the next 3. I think you kind of interchange
And again,
those.
it's interchangeable.
Yep.
Anything can happen there. So, we'll see. It's all going to fluctuate. And what would be interesting, what I'll wonder, is if a team like the Ottawa Red Blacks from last year can sneak into the playoffs, barely make it in like they did, and then shock the world. I have to admit, I love it when the underdog wins.
Well, they're going to have to sneak into the Grey Cup because it's an East versus West thing.
Right.
And in the top 4 are all Western teams.
Yep.
Toronto's the best Eastern team, but they might
So
be
you're
going
saying
down.
we have a chance?
Yes. 1 in a million.
Better believe it. We still have a chance. Doesn't matter. We're going to win.
He will win into the playoffs. After
You know
that,
what?
it's gonna
I still have faith. Ricky Ray's going to come on the mend. They're going to put him on the rest for a little bit. He'll come back Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to see what the Argonauts could do. You actually did give me hope just now. I forgot about
He's
that.
going to come back Memorial Day. So in May, Ricky Ray will be back.
I mean, Labor Day weekend is what I meant. Labor Day weekend. And then, or I think it's Labor Day weekend up there for them. And then, once he comes back, then I think we'll see what happens. I mean, you gave me some hope. I forgot it's a week East. It's kind of like LeBron James in the NBA. Ricky Ray could take this team pretty easily and slide through the East. And if we could sneak one in the Grey Cup, why not?
I think Ottawa Red Blacks might be the one to sneak in.
That'd be
Because
interesting.
They only have 1 win right now. They're not that far behind Montreal and Toronto.
That's scary to say when you only have 1 win and you're still not far behind.
Because even if Hamilton wins 2 games in a row, which they won't,
No.
they'd be right in the thick of things too.
Well, I guess we'll wait and see what happens.
All right, before we go to break, who do you think Hamilton will get their first win against this season?
I think we're going to see a game against Montreal.
Montreal.
I think Montreal would be their first hash mark on the win side. That's just a guess, but that's who I'm going with.
I'm going with Saskatchewan. Not entirely sure why. I just like saying the word Saskatchewan. So that might be the reason.
Who doesn't? Well, we'll see. I have faith. I have more faith in Kevin Glenn over there, so I can't bet against him. He's hard to bet against. Well, it looks like we're going to be going to a commercial break here as we're going to be getting ready to have our first guest on the show tonight. Julie Harshbarger is here, and we're excited to talk to everyone. And we'll see you in a couple minutes. And here's a couple words from our sponsors.
Start with a thought. Think. Work with the client. Brainstorm. Brainstorm some more. Break? No, not enough time. More ideas. More designs. Pick an idea. Make a plan. Stop. Check the plan. Love the plan. Do the plan. Go. Draw the logo. Get some input. Scratch that. Find a new perspective. Revise. Revise some more. New logo. New design. Okay. Grab the materials. Get the guys. Work. Keep working. It's all about the quality. Keep going. Finish. Polish. Get the job done. Make the client happy. Make them proud. Celebrate. Make it easy to brand their company. Mark your space. Chicagoland's premier sign company.
I got started at IMS through a good friend of mine and a colleague at 670 The Score, Rick Camp, who knew I was an instructor at other universities and knew I was looking to get into a place with passionate students who know what they want to do. They know this is what they want to do for a living, and I have absolutely found that in my time here at IMS. The students are driven. They're passionate about broadcasting, radio, TV, internet, every asset of broadcasting they are completely passionate about, and it's very refreshing for me, having come from a university where students are obsessed with their general eds and other things that distract them from their major. These students here are here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to break into the broadcasting business, and it's some of the best and brightest young talent I've seen in my 16 years in the industry. My name is Jay Zawatsky. I'm an executive producer for 670 The Score. I'm an instructor here at IMS, and I am IMS.
Welcome back to I Want Football 365, covering pro football around the world. As you see, we have a guest today, Julie Harshberger. Thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome, Julie. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure for us to have you on board. I've had the opportunity of seeing you play over the years, so it's a pleasure for me to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Well, just to get started, I mean, a lot of people, not everybody knows who you are. So I'm going to kind of like give a little background. Obviously, you are a dual sport athlete. You play football, you played football, and you play soccer.
Yep.
So why don't you tell us about how you started that?
Playing soccer or football?
Football.
Football, I started playing in high school. It was kind of a double dog dare to try out for the team and see if I could make the team and play.
Oh, really? Okay.
So-
And then it was a double dog dare, and then you did it, and you made it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Those are the best kind of dares to win.
And
Yeah.
it's a 17-year-long double dog dare.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's staying power. I like that.
That person who dared you, I wonder how they feel about it. Do they feel like proud that they dared you so you kept on
Oh,
doing
yeah,
this?
yeah. She's extremely proud. She's one of my best friends. And
That's cool.
She's very, like, go
And
big or
so-
go home.
Was it soccer first, I assume?
Yeah, soccer first. And I used to be a goalie, and I did my goal kicks. And I
Okay.
could kick the ball past half field, so,
And then you got to thinking, well, I could do this with a football,
yeah, kind of.
basically. And then, so you played in your high school team.
Yeah.
And then how was that experience for you? I mean, that must have been interesting playing on an all-men's outdoor football team.
It was awesome. I already had a lot of friends that were on the team,
Mm-hmm.
and so when I tried out, they were all very supportive, and they wanted me to be on the team.
That's cool.
So-
So they were like, let's get this done. Have you ever seen a movie called Necessary Roughness?
Yeah, I have.
All right, I was wondering if that ever had any influence on what you had done. I was like, wow, that's kind of like your movie. Not really, but I mean, the fact is that you were, the idea of the whole situation is what I mean.
I didn't see the movie until after high school, but playing with the rush team, there
Mm-hmm.
was a couple of situations where they were like, "Oh, we'll stand in front of the locker room and do that whole thing." So that was pretty funny.
That is funny. Well, and then you went to Benedictine University.
Yep.
And you had a chance to play soccer and football there.
I did, yeah, correct.
And so then, how explain that experience? I mean, that's a whole different experience of a pretty big school.
Yeah, well, my football career there, I never saw the field, but I did really well in soccer. I also played at Rockford University, and I got to play a few games with them, and I did well there.
Okay,
It was
very
a lot
good.
of fun.
And then you're the first woman in history of men's pro indoor football to score a field goal, correct?
Correct.
And so that was in 2010 for the Chicago Cardinals. When you had the opportunity to go play men's pro indoor football, that's a lot different from playing outdoor football. How did it change your perspective and preparation for kicking the ball?
Just more consistency. With kicking especially, you play how you practice.
Mm-hmm.
So just really focusing on, your steps, your timing, all of that.
And then you played a year for the Knights and the Vipers/Pythons and the Dogs, and then you played for the Blitz. And you had some great seasons with them. As a matter of fact, you ended up being the Special Teams Player of the Year for the AIF, if I'm correct, and the CIF?
Yeah, or CIFL.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't.
One of 'em,
Some
yeah.
sort of abbreviation that stands for indoor football and a champion in front of it. And so no, that's great that happened. I mean, I got a chance to be front and center for a lot of that, and it was remarkable. And I love seeing the fans gravitate to you after games. You could tell you inspired a lot of people, young and old alike.
Cool. Thank you.
Do you have any good stories of fan interactions
Um,
that you can share on air?
yeah, when I played for the Knights, and I think it was in Ohio, they had, can't remember the name of the fan club, but they had I think they're called the Crazies or something, and they would go like all out, decked out in like a theme for that night. And at one of the games, they brought a poster that said, "Julie, will you marry me?" And then on the back, they flipped it around and it said, "No, seriously." I thought that was pretty funny. It was
There
pretty
you go.
cool.
I mean, that's cool. And then you had you had a chance to play 2 years with the Blitz, and then you actually last year played a little bit with the Chicago Eagles as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then so tell us about that experience. You got to play at the UIC Pavilion, pretty large stage. I know they were an expansion team, but was that different from any of the other indoor pro teams that you'd played for?
It was a lot more organized and a little more, I don't want to say professional, but practices were a lot more strict. Like, you had a time sheet that was given to you before practice, and like at like 8 o'clock you're warming up, getting ready, and then 8:05 we're moving to this. And like with the other teams, it was a little more chaotic, I guess, or
Sure.
just kind of like
They're still trying to
with the
figure it
flow.
out.
Yeah, or it was a little more relaxed
Oh.
as far as like timing goes. Like if we had practiced till 10, like guaranteed we weren't getting out till 10:30.
Gotcha.
Like that type of thing. But then with the Eagles, it was like, all right, 10 o'clock, you're done.
Oh wow, okay.
So-
they had some strict rules there for timing and whatnot.
Yeah, occasionally they go over, but not nothing.
Well, then,
like-
and during this time, you've also been playing for the MSFL team, the Rockton Rush, over the years, correct?
Correct.
And how has that experience been for you? I mean, I'm almost getting my first experience with the MSFL this year myself.
I love it. That's why I keep playing.
Are you still playing this year?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you guys are about to get into the playoffs too.
Yep.
Yeah. So that playoffs start for you next week. Who are you guys playing?
We play Racing.
Racing Raiders.
I believe so, yeah.
Go kick their butts. I'm not a fan of them. So
She was wishy-washy before, but now that she has your direction.
yeah, yeah. I definitely. Are you guys playing? Where are you guys playing in Rockton or?
I believe we have home field advantage, so
Very
Rockton.
good, very good. Well, good luck with that, and hopefully you guys will pull off that win. And who knows, maybe we'll be on a collision course with the Chaos and the Rockton Rush for the MSFL
That'd be
championship.
pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool. But one other thing I also wanted to bring up, this past year you did something that was unique for you, I'm pretty sure, is that you played for an all-women's tackle football team, the Chicago Force.
Yeah.
And talk to us about that experience. I mean, now you've done a little bit of everything. I mean, you've played, the high school men's football. You played college men's football. You didn't see the field, but you did what you had to do. Then you played the pro indoor football, and now you're telling me I get to play against a whole bunch of women after all these years of playing with men. How was that?
It was very different, but very, very similar. Like,
Really?
it was crazy how similar it was.
I've been a fan of that organization. I love the people around it. They've been around for 13 years. I was excited to hear that when they were bringing you on. I'm like, wow, that's one of those things that you don't ever expect to happen, but it did, and it was cool to see you a part of that team. I'm sorry you guys didn't finish the job and
I
weren't
know,
able to
I
pull it
know.
off. I
It's
was
so
hoping
close.
we were rooting for you. We were rooting, but we showed a field goal a little bit of you score. I think it was a 43-yarder that you kicked for the Force this year. Was that the longest one in their history?
In the Force history, yes, but not in the
Not in the WFA.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. It was pretty
Thank you.
cool.
What's the
And
longest
then-
in Julie's history?
Yeah.
That might be it in the game.
In
I
a game,
think.
really?
That, or maybe 45, but
We'll
What
go
about-
45. 45
We'll
yards.
say 45 yards is her longest. And what about indoor? What was your longest in that?
that's a good question. Probably between 43 and 45.
Oh
I
wow!
think.
So you almost got the whole field on that one.
Yeah, I almost had a 50-yarder with the blitz, and we got penalized and had to move back another 5 yards, and I missed it by like this much. And it
I recall those games. I feel like you got robbed on a lot of field goals
'Cause the
because of the
ceilings were
ceiling.
so- yeah.
Yeah, the ceiling just constantly robbed her of the field goal. I'm like,
so you had
this
to
isn't
like
fair.
line drive it. It was crazy.
Just cut a hole out inside her. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean they should have counted those, but whatever. I don't understand that. So now we're looking, I guess. What's next for you? I mean, you've been playing football for so long. I mean, obviously the passion's still there, and when you're not doing this, you're playing soccer. Am I correct?
Yeah, for soccer for fun.
Yeah, it was soccer for fun. Why not? You just if you're a dual athlete, I guess you do second things for fun. So, what about football? Where do you see it going? Would you like to see yourself in the indoor game again? Do you feel like you're going to continue to keep playing?
If there's a team in Chicago, I would love to try out.
Yeah.
I know the Force just ended their season, so they won't be around next year, which is really sad. 'cause
It is very sad.
Those women were amazing, and the team was so great. And
It's unfortunate. I'd like to see that come back. I hope
know.
maybe something can happen where that might get turned around, but who knows?
yeah, I think they're done, but I don't know. We'll keep playing probably.
We're
see.
hoping they're back.
Yeah, we're hoping they're back, though.
Yeah.
You never know. I always keep hope with that kind of stuff, but then again, you never know.
A lot of teams go away for a year and like we got that itch again. Because it happened to the Orlando Predators. It's happened to a couple teams.
But no, we really appreciate you coming on today. And then, if you could give us one story, like the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on a road trip, what would it be? Like, because I'm assuming you've worked with some pranksters. So I can imagine that, like, you've been on some buses on the ride home after a win or maybe even after a loss and people are blowing off some steam. Anything really crazy or funny ever happened when you've been on the road or that you're allowed to say?
That I'm allowed to say.
She's like, not the first, second, or third story.
I've got a lot of good stories. I can't think of anything that is appropriate at the moment.
So we
We'll have to have her on the
outtakes.
podcast when it doesn't matter. Then we could just let her loose. Just be like, this is Julie Uncovered. Here we go. You can tell your story. But no, that's for a different time. But I appreciate you being on the show. Michael, do you have any more questions for Julie?
No, thank you very much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thanks
problem.
again. Oh, and
Thanks
before
again
you
for
go, I
having me.
have one favor to ask of you. I am a fan first. That's how I Want Football 365 was created. And I have Julie's jersey from when she won the Special Teams Player of the Year for the Chicago Blitz. And I was going to have you sign it today if you wouldn't mind.
Of course.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yep, thank you. Where should I sign?
On the 9, I guess. It's up to you.
All right, Shiz, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back in a few minutes after this commercial break. And we'll be back on I'm on Football 365.
Thank you very much.
Thank
That
you.
was perfect.
Cool, thanks.
Perfect. Thank you.
Us here as an instructor a couple years back after I'd heard a couple of people I worked with were also instructors here, and after being in the industry of radio and sports phone and TV and play-by-play for as long as I have been, I figured that it would be a good thing to come on out. I had some free time. Come on out and help out some of the people that want to be the next people involved in these kind of things, next people that hit the radio airwaves and also do play-by-play. So I thought it was a great idea and a great place to do it at. When I'm here, it's great because there's always somebody that has either heard me, has wanted to meet me, and once they meet me, I explain to them, okay, it wasn't that big a deal. But if I'm always here if you need help with developing what you're passionate about. And that's what most people come here for. They have a passion. They want to do something. They want to do radio play-by-play. They want to do sports talk. They want to do updates, whatever it may be. I love being here and helping them become better at what they're trying to work at. And it's great because the one thing about the students is they're really good at listening to criticisms. Once you get into the business, it's difficult because people all think that, okay, I've made it. But here at the school, everybody wants to get better. And that's one of the better things, and one of the things I really enjoy about it is they'll come and they'll say, how can I make this better? And I always tell them I'm going to be super critical of everything I tell them because that's the only way they're going to get better. And it's great because every student I've talked to enjoys that because they all want to get better. And that's one of the things I love about it. My name is Fred Hubner. I work at ESPN 1000 as a host and sports anchor. I am an instructor here at the Lombard campus of the Illinois Media School, and I am IMS.
I came to Illinois Media School because I want to give back to the current students. It's something that really means a lot to me as an instructor, as a mentor, because I've been in this business for over 20 years. So it meant a lot to me to be able to come back and just teach some of the tricks of the trade to the students here at Illinois Media School. I've enjoyed my time tremendously here because I'm able to speak one-on-one with the students, having that personal touch, telling them about some of the pitfalls of the business, some of the positives of the business as well. I think that after 20 years of doing this, it means a lot that I can be able to lend my expertise and talk about some of the things I had to go through so that way they're not frustrated, so they feel like, hey, you know what, someone's listening to my problems. So I definitely want to do that. I love the students here at Illinois Media School, and the reason why is because you can see the desire in their eyes. You can tell that they really want to take it to the next level. I admire what they're doing because in this particular era of broadcasting, they have so many things they could do. It could be radio, it could be television, it could be web design. They could do so many different things. So I'm so happy that they had the opportunity to do it because I didn't have an Illinois Media School when I was coming up. I had to go to a 2 or 4 year college to try to get a career started in the business. But Illinois Media School is so terrific that students can be able to get it done in 1 year. Job placement assistance, the financial aid for those who qualify is just terrific. I'm Jonathan Hood from SiriusXM NBA Radio and ESPN Radio from the Illinois Media School campus in Lombard, and I am IMS.
I got started at IMS through a good friend of mine and a colleague at 670 The Score, Rick Camp, who knew I was an instructor at other universities and knew I was looking to get into a place with passionate students who know what they want to do. They know this is what they want to do for a living, and I have absolutely found that in my time here at IMS. The students are driven, they're passionate about broadcasting, radio, TV, internet, every asset of broadcasting they are completely passionate about, and it's very refreshing for me having come from a university where students are obsessed with their general eds and other things that distract them from their major. These students here are here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to break into the broadcasting business, and it's some of the best and brightest young talent I've seen in my 16 years in the industry. My name is Jay Zawaski. I'm an executive producer for 670 The Score. I'm an instructor here at IMS, and I am IMS.
Start with a thought. Think. Work with the client. Brainstorm. Brainstorm some more. Break? No, not enough time. More ideas. More designs. Pick an idea. Make a plan. Stop. Check the plan. Love the plan. Do the plan. Go. Draw the logo. Get some input. Scratch that. Find a new perspective. Revise. Revise some more. New logo. New design. Okay. Grab the materials. Get the guys. Work. Keep working. It's all about the quality. Keep going. Finish. Polish. Get the job done. Make the client happy. Make them proud. Celebrate. Make it easy to brand their company. Mark your space. Chicagoland's premier sign company.
Welcome back to I Want Football 365, covering pro football around the world. So we have Andre Hendricks on the line, and real
free agent fullback from the National Arena League. How's it going, boss?
Man, I'm doing good. Just got home from a long day at the gym. How you doing?
Well, we're excited we can finally hear you. It might be a little muffled, but we're a little nervous when we'll hear anything you said. But Andre, thanks for joining us.
I'm glad to be
have you on the show, boss. I know we had an opportunity to talk the other day, and I'm excited to tell your story and to tell people a little bit more about you as a free agent fullback and how we're going to be able to promote you and talk about your story and tell everybody what kind of football player you are.
Oh yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm ready to get to it, y'all.
All right. Well, let's start with Hardin Simmons College. Were you recruited by a lot of schools in high school?
Well, I had my sophomore and junior year. I was an inside linebacker, and I was getting recruited by had a couple of interests from Notre Dame, TCU, North Texas, a couple of junior colleges. But my senior year in high school, I got moved to the D-line. And kind of just fell in the back as far as recruiting wise. And Hardin Simmons went ahead and took me open arms.
I'm just trying to imagine you as a 5'11", 285-pound linebacker. That would scare me.
No, I was 220, 230 in high school.
Only 230.
I didn't put on this weight until I got to college.
We got some highlights going to. Oh, this is the indoor football.
Yeah, this is from your highlights from the Grizzlies, if I'm correct. And I got to tell you, you're a wrecking machine. Every time I see you get the ball, it looks like everyone's getting out of your way.
Oh yeah. That's how I got the nickname Ricky, man.
It is pretty perfect.
Not too many people want to get in my way and try to tackle me.
Well, you do play on both sides of the ball, fullback and D-line. Were you able to talk your way into it, or the coaches like, hey, let's try this out?
Well, my second year playing professionally, I was in Amarillo with the Amarillo Venom. And my head coach at the time, Julian Reese, I was originally trying to play D-line and back linebacker. But he saw my size, and he told me I would be a great fullback. And, I've never played fullback. Really didn't understand really the offensive scheme in arena football or whatnot. So we started doing training camp little by little, me getting reps at the fullback position. And, once a big guy get the ball, it's not too much you can say.
I don't think he was wrong.
That's the best
No,
feeling
he
ever.
wasn't. They knew exactly what they were doing as far as that goes.
Well, you start with the Texas Revolution. How did you hear about indoor football from college?
Of course, when I finished my last All-Star game in 2013, I went to the NFL Regional Combine in Houston, and didn't get invite to Dallas for the Super Regional. I did all the CFL workouts and tryouts, and my agent at the time told me that he probably needed to get some film on a professional level, so those scouts at the NFL and CFL level will be able to see me, at the professional level, since I am coming from a Division III school. And I kind of knew about the AFL since I'm from Dallas. I knew about the Dallas Desperados.
Oh, Jerry Jones' team.
I really did. Yeah, I really didn't know there was this many leagues, but I knew of arena football.
Yeah, you sound like you're built for it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a blast from the past for someone who still plays Ironman football or is even capable of doing so or willing to do so. So that's amazing, And then, tell people a little bit more about just the passion for football and kind of tell them about what it takes. You bounce from team to team and not giving up on the dream. And people don't understand what it takes. That most of these guys who are playing arena and indoor football have families and have jobs. And it's not like they're just doing this full time and this all only. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Arena football is you really can live it. Because there's so many college kids in college, but there's only two main professional football leagues in North America, and that's the CFL and the NFL. So for us to try to get to the NFL, the CFL, there's definitely a lot of sacrificing that is made. Most arena teams that has the 24 at the end of training camp, but that 24 won't be together at the end of the year.
Well, your entire family shows resilience. Your son Jeremiah had a lot of issues when he first came into the world. How did that change you and your outlook on football?
Man, just seeing how a baby can fight. He was only here for a month, and he had to go through so much at an early age that it let me know that I gotta toughen up. I gotta man up. Because if this 1 month-year-old can man up through a blood clotting disorder, I can man up on the football field. I can man up at work. I can man up, in my relationships and everything.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough thing to go through. And be able to keep bouncing back, keep head forward, pushing on. I'm really impressed.
Well, and just wanted to touch base with you a little bit more and getting back onto the football road of things. You are a free agent this offseason, so you're looking to get yourself out there. Do you have any wish list teams that you'd like to see yourself or a league that you'd like to be in aside from the obvious?
Outside the obvious, it's the NFL. But if I could get an opportunity to play in the CFL, that'll be greatly appreciated too. If there's any agents or if there's any scouts, any former players that can help me get there, I'm waiting to listen. And as far as the National Arena League, I plan on coming back to the NAL, and I got 3 teams that I'm really interested in, and I don't want to get into too much of the details with it, but I think a lot of people know where I want to go, and I'm just gonna say it's got a lot of they played in the championship last year.
Well, you're no slouch either. Second team NAL All Arena team, Week 8 Player of the Week. So whoever gets you is getting a hell of a player.
Oh yeah. They're getting a great player, a great leader, somebody that's ready to come to work every single day. At this point in my career, I've never won a championship. On the middle school level, the high school level, the college level, or the professional level. So I'm whoever I decide to go to is getting somebody that's hungry for their first championship.
Did you get a chance to watch the NAL championship game? It was a close one. It was a nail-biter till the end.
Oh, yeah, man. I knew it was going to be a fight. All 3 times that Jacksonville and Columbus played, it always came down to the last second. You had 2 great coaches in Coach Gibson and Coach Burley. They both had a great game playing in that championship game. But Jacksonville made more plays, and they came out with a championship.
Well, it's exciting. We appreciate you reaching out to us. I wanted to end this with reminding you that you're the first pro football player to reach out to us to actually ask to be on the show, and we really appreciate that, and thank you very much.
Well, I like the verbiage you used. I need to be on your show.
Yes, that was exactly what you said. I need to be on your show.
Oh,
and we were happy to have you on it.
Once I saw that,
It was great.
Well, no, our goal with I Want Football 365 is to highlight pro football all around the world and to help people like yourself gain additional opportunities to help further themselves in their profession.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then next year, hopefully, we'll have an opportunity to stay in touch and find out what team that you're going to be with and, have you on as a regular guest. I don't want to hear about the entire season in a nutshell in one interview. Maybe we can get an ongoing, how's everything going for Mr. Hendricks, and how is the football life heading this year?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I plan on making my decision within the next month once free agency, once free agency clears the open, and I'll let you know what decision I make. And like I said, a lot of people know, but I ain't going to tell nothing officially yet.
Well, one of our goals is to take our show on the road next year, and maybe we'll have an opportunity to come cover one of your games.
Oh, yeah, I hope so. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see who's playing with next year. NAL is a growing league, and he seems like a great fit for the league because he's also played the Tampa Bay Storm, so Arena Football League experience, now National Arena experience. We'll be hearing about Andre Hendricks for a long time.
Absolutely, I agree, and good luck next year, and I wish you the best on winning a championship.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, you have a good one, and enjoy the rest of the show, and we will be in touch soon, sir.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you. And we'll be back on Football 365, a message from our sponsors.
.com network, part of the Illinois Media School, both the Lombard campus and the Chicago campus. I've been part of the Illinois Media School family now for almost 10 years. I enrolled as a student back in 2007 after getting my undergrad and associates at Creighton University. I decided to come to Illinois Media School to further my education in the world of broadcasting. That then led me to work as an on-air talent for Radio Disney, AM 1300, for over 6 years. I also worked in promotions for them and did some production. I also worked for KFLN Radio, AM 960, a country station, and I worked for KJJM The Rock, a classic rock station. After my tenure with both Disney and KFLN and KJJM, I moved to the sports side of things and became a play-by-play announcer for the Big East Digital Network, covering primarily college volleyball. I'm glad to have stayed and been a part of the family. I returned in 2009 as one of the assistants for the sports stations and now help run and operate all 5 radio stations in the network. One of the biggest things I enjoy about working here is coming from the perspective of a student, not only a college student, but a student at this school, finding out ways to continually expand the knowledge base of what the students learn. The way to describe the students of this school is very dynamic, very unique, and very employable. And the reason I put that word at the end is they come in with a drive, they come in with a passion. It's a short program, it's less than a year, but within that time they're gaining the skills that when they graduate, they're right alongside every other college graduate, if not in certain ways and aspects ahead of them, because we don't treat our students just as students, we treat our students as pre-professionals. So the first week of class, you could be out doing play-by-play for a sporting event, you could be doing camera or sideline reporting, you could be interviewing a band, you could be doing a show, all of that almost from day one. And that's why we treat you as pre-professionals, treat them as pre-professionals, because we know they have what it takes. They came here for a reason, so we want to take that passion from day one and implement that out in the field. So that way, they're not waiting their 9 months to get involved and learn the skill. They're learning the skill from day one. So I look forward to working with anybody that comes through these walls, as I did years ago, and training them to get a job so one day I can go and listen to them on the radio or watch them on television, which I do with so many different people that have come through the halls of IMS. Again, I'm Pete Ferrari, play-by-play for the Big East Digital Network. I am the regional station manager for the 5 radio and web stations here, and I am IMS.
To I Want Football 365, covering pro football around the world. And as you might have noticed, we have our third guest with us, David Thomas. Thank you very much for stopping in.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me. Big fan of the show.
Thank you very much.
He's lying, but we still appreciate it.
No, I follow you guys. Like, look it up on Facebook, I promise.
Back in 1 second, guys.
If my phone wasn't dead.
Fact check. This day and age. But it's seriously, it's crazy with this, the direction that social media is going, and it's a big fan. Again.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, social media is one of the few reasons we can do this show.
Right.
We have these stories, the MSFL, the CIF, all these leagues that would not get any coverage at all.
Right.
Now we're getting some.
Yeah.
So we're going to pat ourselves on the back. Might hurt my arm, but that's okay. But, David, let's start out with your story. We're going to start out college, Elmhurst College.
Yes, sir.
You have quite a amount of records there. I'm going to read them off.
Oh.
We had I told you to read the records. They wouldn't do it, so we're forcing this one.
There we go.
All right, current record holder at Elmhurst College. Extra points in a season, 40. Consecutive extra points, 48. So that would mean multiple seasons.
Right. Yeah.
I'm good at math.
Yeah, look at that.
Field goals in a season, 11.
Exactly. Right.
Top 3 longest field goals, 44, 49, and 51 yards.
Yeah,
Wow. Here's one of them right now.
Yeah,
Take a look.
that was a
And
big one.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah.
You have one hell of a leg, dude.
There we go. Look at that. Everyone's going nuts. It was a great team. That year was unbelievable. We so many close games. The CCIW. I don't know if you're familiar with the D3 football league, but oh man, every game is a battle. And when we were going through adversity, we came out on top, and it was just so awesome to kind of feed off of everybody. We had Scotty Williams. He won the Gagliardi. Yeah, this was a big one. That was an overtime, and yeah, it was just an unbelievable.
You can tell you're about to relive it right there.
It is.
I'm getting the emotion. I can feel it right there.
Hey, look at all that mud.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Guys, I'm only halfway through the list too. Points scored in a season, kicked 73. Most kickoffs in a season, 68. That means a pretty high octane offense getting that many kickoffs.
Exactly. So I mentioned Scotty Williams, and he won the Gagliardi, the D3 Heisman, and Joe Furco. He was an amazing leader, and it was just very awesome to be part of that offense. And yeah, when you're a kicker, you're a huge fan of the offense. The offense does help,
sure,
to get you into range. So It was fun.
A last one, most kickoff yardage in a season, nearly 4,000 yards, 3,904.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, pat that right leg.
I'm feeling it right now. But,
Jeez. And see, you say your offense is your best friend, but I got to tell you, you're the defense's best friend as well, as you pin teams back on a regular basis.
Right.
You know, it's not just about getting the field goal or the extra point. I've seen you pin people back, and it's pretty remarkable.
Right. It's great, yeah. In football, all three phases. You know, when everyone's when everyone's clicking, you know, especially in the NFL. You know, you see the NFC championships, the AFC championships. They're always decided mainly down by the kicker, down by the points. So you need every advantage possible, especially how competitive, really, in any level.
Well, you've had an opportunity to play competitive football at a couple different levels, and I had a chance to meet you for the first time last year with the Chicago Eagles.
Yes, sir.
And tell us about the transition from going from outdoor to indoor. What was it like for you? What was the adjustments you had to make? Was it that much different, or was it just like, ho hum, no problem, just a smaller space, I'm going to get it?
Yeah, it is different. You know, it's the field goal posts are narrower, but at the end of the day, you're not dealing with the elements. You know, but yeah. At the UIC Pavilion, you've been there. The ceilings are a little lower.
Sure, you get to factor that in.
Oh, you got the speaker system coming down too, you know, and
it's an extra man on the field for them.
Right. So you got to drive it a little more, and you know, there'll be some times I'm like, oh, come on, don't hit the ceiling. And I would hit the ceiling, and it looked bad on the stat sheet, but
how do you mark ceiling hits? You know?
yeah, right. They got to make a little category for that. That'd be yeah. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's fun. That's you're talking about high scoring, the kicker's always out there, no matter what. If it's fourth down, we're kicking, you know, attempting a field goal, and it's fun. Arena's really fun. So
one of the most unfortunate things that happened to you last year was your injury.
Right.
That freaked me out because I'd never seen anybody get injured like that.
Right.
And then I remember we did a meet and greet at one of our sponsors at the time, and you had come out and you were in a brace, and I'm thinking, wow, this guy, here he is, the kicker, and he's still out here showing support, and I was impressed by that, and it just shows how you're willing to support the team that supports you. Right. But that's one thing, but then to come back. And then to be as effective as you are, you joined the Chicago Chaos this year, and then you hit the longest field goal in Chaos history.
Yeah, it's been great. Rob, Dominic, the holder, and everything. Always give credit to them. They really want to get good at that. And when you have a unit like that really helps. And something that people that I don't really mention too much. After I hurt my knee, I was having hip problems. I was kind of tying back to Elmhurst, and yeah, so to bounce back from the knee, the hip, it was tough, and there was a lot of doubt.
No, you bounce back. I mean, you're as good, if not better, than you were when before the injury. So very impressed. Congratulations on your comeback.
Yeah, thank you.
You're a pretty tough guy overall. Cause one of my favorite plays, we'll get a video queued up in a bit, but it's where that was a bad snap, it bounced it from the holder, went right to you, and you tried to run it in for it's almost a good 15-yard run you'd have to do. Yeah. With a broken hand.
Right, exactly. Well, I broke my hand once with the point of the contact. I had my lined up, with the Bloomington Edge. We're looking really good, very talented team. I'm excited about this year. I'm feeling really good. I'm like, this is going to be the year. Lined up. First extra point of the season, man. First one of all of them. I lined up, and the ball's in my hands. I was like, whatever, let's go. Started running. Made a guy miss.
Yeah.
You see that. Then, lowered my shoulder and, yeah.
Ouch.
There's about three guys tackling him at once, about the 1 yard line. So
yeah, definitely
I can't fault you for not trucking all three.
Yeah,
you did a nice fake, because like one of Brett Favre would do. He's only 10 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Right.
I'm going to throw it now, guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Packer fan, but
Hey, no one's perfect. That's all right,
exactly.
man.
Hey, they're a great franchise, so gotta respect the tradition.
Well, I'm a Bears fan, so there's not too much that Michael and I disagree on, but definitely when it comes to those football teams, we definitely have that, which makes for an interesting show.
Right.
But again, getting back to the Chaos, you got a big game coming up next weekend.
Yes, sir.
First round of the playoffs. You guys are getting a rematch against the Lincoln Way Patriots as we. Let's face it,
tough.
It was a tough one. It was a tough loss. It was not something I'm sure that anybody wants to think about or remember. But you had practice last night, and I'm sure that everybody is ready to rock and roll for next week.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we had great practice. And at the end of the day, we have it's a great group of guys. We really are. If anyone's going to bounce back, it's going to be this team. And we're hungry. We want it. And we were in that game. We definitely can stand toe-to-toe. The score is extremely deceptive, but at the end of the day, you have to have amnesia, just like kicking field goals, and every game's a new game.
And I've seen this team bounce back.
Yeah.
I think that you guys are capable of doing it. I'm real proud of you guys this year. I think you guys went 6-2 on the season. We got the number 3 seed walking into the playoffs. It's our first year in the MSFL. A lot of people said it was a massive upgrade for us, and it is. And the competition has been stiff, and we've stayed in all of our games. And I'm excited about it, and I'm good luck in the playoffs this year. And I think that we're gonna win this week and take it one game at a time.
I appreciate it. Then real quick, I definitely want to give a shout out to Dr. No and at Midwest Orthopedics for performing the arthroscopic surgery on my hip. Him and his staff were great, especially with the recovery. Athletico, I definitely owe them, a shout out for sure for helping me
That's
bounce
nice.
back.
It's always good to give thanks to the people who take care of you.
Atletico employs a couple of my friends, so thank you, Atletico.
Yep. There we go. Yep, Mom, Dad, they're great too.
Hi, Mom.
Good.
I always got to say hi to Mom when you can.
Of course. Yeah, they're the biggest fans. And
Yes.
I wouldn't, ultimately, they would not do it without them. So.
Well, we've got something special coming up, and unless you have anything else that you wanted to bring up, I wanted to make sure that we brought this up before the end of the show here. We have a special event. We're going to be on location coming up, and I'm inviting you while you're sitting here.
Oh, I'm humbled.
Yes. Join I Want Football 365 and celebrity athletes as we bid on loads of auction items at the AG Care Connection Sports Ball fundraiser on September 15th. At the Marriott Burr Ridge, 365 will be doing a live broadcast during the event to support these efforts. The sports ball will feature Donnie Miller of ABC Sports anchor and the sports ball mistress of ceremonies. And 2 former Bears players to attend as celebrities will be Desmond Clark and and Adrian Peterson. So, and we will also have some other special guests as I'm intending on helping my mother make this a little bit more exciting. And also our other guest tonight, Julie Harshbarger, will be there. And so we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to raise some money and for a good cause. And I encourage everyone to come on out.
Another special shout out to the photographer who came in today, helped us out.
Hi, Bree. Thank you very much. We appreciate all your help today. Bree's been with us for quite some time. BriamoPhotography.com. We love her. She's worked with me on projects from back in the day, from Party Guard Chicago to every football endeavor I've ever been a part of. Thank you, including this one. So I really appreciate you. You're a friend and you're a professional as always.
She's had to put up with Mark for years, so you know that she is a saint.
Yeah, she'll get her wings.
All right, well, I think that's about here. Any final thoughts? You're on the spot.
Just super focused on Patriots this week, and real winners bounce back, and that's what this team is.
Well, I'm excited for you, brother, and good luck this week. I'll be there, of course, cheering you on. We'll have a good one.
Sounds good.
All
Thanks
right, brother. Take care. You got it.
Thank you.
And now we just wanted to show you. Thank you very much for the show tonight, and here are some of our sponsors who have been helping us out. And thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, take it easy, guys. Michael Heim for Mark Kornicki and our guest, David Thomas. Take it easy, guys.